I met Mike Rao about 14 years ago, and Mike has been a good friend of mine for many years. And this past year, he invited me to hear him speak regarding his new business, Addiction Prevention Strategies. And as I was listening to him speak, I recognized that I needed his services within my own business. I have a small construction business, and we have about 30 employees. And addiction seems to run prevalent in our industry. Both within our employees and with our employee families. So we had hired Michael and his crew to come in and do a presentation for us, and I was just very, very well pleased with his enthusiasm, his passion, and also the gentleman that he brought to speak to us did a wonderful job of relating to my men. It really made me feel good when we were to bring to them some type of a solution other than here's what you do, if you're drinking too much. What I struggle with sometimes in my construction industry is if someone were to come to work, God forbid, they would get hurt on the site or they would hurt others. That was something we talked about. But not only that, but he was able to reach my employees about their families. So it wasn't just about work. It was about personal. What about your families? What about your friends? What about the people that are in your church? He gave us a solution to what do you do? And I like the idea of educating my company, and I also like the idea of them being able to take that information home and talk to their families about it. So, for me, it was a good decision to make. And unfortunately, just recently, we lost one of our team members who overdosed on drugs, and about 3 weeks ago. And when that happened, the crew all talked about Mike's class, and they talked about, well, it's a shame we weren't able to reach him. So it was nice to know that at least the class helped the rest of the guys really recognize that we got to do something. We see signs, we got to do something to help each other.
Hi, we met up with Mike Rao at our church a few months ago. We were struggling with drug addiction in our family with our son for over 10 years, totally at wit's end, not being able to get a lot of help no matter where we turned. And I opened up an email one day and I saw that our church was having a group getting together, and Mike was heading it up. Not knowing Mike or what we were going to get into, we went to the meeting and met with Mike after, and he asked us if we would like him to help us with our son in an intervention and getting him some help, that he could see how it had hurt our family, and he was worried about us as well. So that's how we got connected with Mike, and you might want to tell him about the intervention.
Sure. We hired Mike to do an intervention for our son, and Mike arranged everything. All we had to do basically was show up with our family, people that cared and loved our son. And the intervention went very well. Our son agreed to go to counseling, to go to rehab. We had a small problem. The rehab that Mike had set up, for some reason we couldn't get a hold of them. They wouldn't answer their phone, so instead Mike took us up to Caron Foundation. He handled everything. All we had to do was bring our son, and Mike took care of all the details, and we got our son into rehab. Mike then also followed up with the family. He helped myself and my wife. He introduced us to Al-Anon. Mike took me to my first meeting, and he's just been very great. He's become a very good friend. He took our family from the hopes of despair. I mean, we were just totally devastated, and he's just given us hope, and we have looking for a brighter future now, all thanks to Mike and his company.
We have hired addiction prevention strategies for our company to enhance our drug and alcohol policy. And the services that Mike Rowe and his affiliates have provided to us have been very, very in-depth, detailed, and hit home to a lot of people. I find his strategies are very, very informative. They're easy to understand, and real-life situations which a lot of people do struggle with, and they might be afraid to come forward and say something, but Mike gives them the opportunity to do so, and which is very helpful for everybody involved, and also for a company. We do know that a lot of times on the business end of it, that a lot of absences and employees having issues, it puts a lot of impact and strain onto the company and on the hours and the production if there is a production facility involved. And doing this and adding this into the curriculum of the drug and alcohol policy enables the employees to have a confidential outlet, if you will, to talk to somebody if they need help, even for their family members. And I feel that is a very, very good and positive and productive tool to use in any company.
Mike Rao handled a very difficult situation with my family involving my 93-year-old father, my 21-year-old son, and my ex-wife. He got involved very quickly working with my sisters and set up an intervention for my ex-wife, and she was then subsequently placed into a rehabilitation situation. And what came of it that was really amazing and beautiful was that my 21-year-old son, who hadn't had a relationship with his mom for about 10 years, now suddenly had a relationship, and now there are suddenly parameters whereby they could continue to have a relationship, and that didn't exist before. And then it also brought peace to my family, my 93-year-old father, my sisters, and all of us. So we were really, really impressed with the work Mike had done with us.